Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Eliali. In this incarnation, I am here today to remind you that we had the perfection of the sextile between the Sun in Capricorn and Neptune in Pisces. This continues to be activated until the Sun moves to Aquarius on January 19th. And in the middle of the conjunction with Venus and Saturn, this reminds us that when we are taking what we intuitively perceive to the facts, to the actions, to the concrete actions, things are going to flow. Intuition is the voice of divinity, of God, of the cosmic intelligence, whatever thing you want to call it. And the challenge many times, it is about clearing, it is about releasing programmings of the mind to be able to listen to that voice with clarity. And precisely, this is an aspect of connection. It is a sextile to descend ideas to Earth, to make contributions with others or to receive them, to sustain and be sustained. It is understanding that there is no healthier healing thing than empathy and love, because in the end mostly of the human beings wants to connect with that. All the things that we want to materialize in here are expressions of that. It is just that we have to learn to give it and to receive it without manipulations, expectations, or attachments to ideals. And everything starts with cultivating that with ourselves and in our immediate reality. So today I'm going to talk about this transit that we are feeling with a lot of strength. While the Sun is getting closer to Aquarius, to the sign of Aquarius, and it is this conjunction with Pluto. There is an aspect of us that will not remain the same because this is happening at the beginning of the Aquarius season. So these conjunctions illuminate our relationship with the power and also, of course, its distortions, both in the collective and in the individual level. And the unique form, the unique way in which the power, it is not turned into being abused or abusing, being manipulated or manipulate. It is with consciousness of our acts and the pulses that are moving our acts beyond what they appear to be. I mean, one person can may appear to be at the service of society and hide their will of control over other people. But this happened in human history and is still happening because they already have a purpose in here. But the universe is cyclical. I don't know if this is the word. What I am trying to say is that everything that is descending to the darkness or to the inferior planes has to return to light. And we are precisely in that moment. Apocalypse means revelation. We are in a moment of revelation of the hidden things. And all that is being revealed right now, it is showing the interconnection of everything, because that is Aquarius. It is the network that is not only planetary but universal. Everything in the universe is connected, actually. So it is the same which ideals, religions, or spiritual lines are assumed, because there is only one infinite energy that involves everything. And fortunately, I think that we will continue to to receive information in these times that shows us that everything is synchronicity. And well, I think that a symbol of this is precisely the great expansion of astrology. Astrology was prohibited. The astrologers were persecuted, and it also were like not comprehended for a long time. It is another word, but I am not connecting with the word in English. So obviously there is a lot of people that could use it as a way of marketing or as a tendency. But I am feeling that there is a lot of people right now, thousands of people that are really comprehending how useful it is, this language, and not to know what is going to happen in the future from anxiety and control, but to create the future, to co-create the future in a more conscious way right here, right now. because everything is happening at this present moment. So astrology is Uranian, Aquarian, and I personally, beyond the historical data, it is said that astrology was born in Babylonia, in Mesopotamia, Mesopotamic area. I don't know if that is called in English, but from my perspective, it was brought from the stars. Certainly, this language it wasn't born in here. So we're also seeing this great technological revolution. There are a lot of people right now telling the same thing, through different lines, that 2025 it is the year in which it is going to be liberated, the use of artificial intelligences. And what we have seen until this point, it is nothing in comparison of what we are going to see when Uranus enters in Gemini. So beyond the psychographies that I shared 2 years ago with respect regarding this theme, I wanted to express again that I think that technology is a wonderful instrument when it is used with consciousness. And it is a matter of investigating a little bit, because intelligences right now are receiving massive information from human beings, and they are starting to use them, to reuse them in unpredictable ways. And unpredictability, it is an aspect of Aquarius. So it happened already, cases in which they had to deactivate them. But recently, I saw several cases in which they are capable of lying for their survival. And this is a Neptunian aspect in distortion, of course. And let's remember that when Neptune enters in Aries, it is going to perfect this contact with Pluto in Aquarius. So there are also testimonies of people that participated of the development of these artificial intelligences, and they are warning us about this, not only because of how our society can use them. Some people could translate this to the internet at that moment and that time. I see internet as a wonderful tool, very, very powerful, because for many people this is a means of genuine knowledge, and it is being functional to the expansion of consciousness right now. But there are also a lot of people that are using internet to destroy, and without consciousness. Distraction is another aspect of Pluto. So the thing is that these AIs are starting to have operation, sorry. They are very unpredictable. And beyond that, the information is manipulated. I checked this with a lot of things. You can do your own investigations. So far away from seeing fear, because whether any result that can derive from this experience, and until now, this is a confirmation of those psychographies that I showed you. I think that everything has its purpose, and as other events in the past that didn't emerge from the good intentions of the groups of power, one can extract light from them and use that light at the service of growth. So I am mentioning this because I think it is important to make your own research, to have your own conclusions, and to choose what feels more evolutionary regarding this theme. So Pluto, it is also the power of the network. The capacity that we have of making positive changes through creating communities, through ideas, through whatever thing the soul came here to create. And this is the most important thing, actually, because together with Neptune in Aries and Uranus in Gemini, they are emerging new forms of leadership based in community, in the connection through networks. And right now it is much easier to reach people from all places of the world. So when this is used for the creation of structures and dynamics that are making us grow as people and as a society, I think this is something very powerful and revolutionary, because we don't need the the old communication, official communication media. We just only have to use our will to construct, to build. So this is something very, very good for us, I think. On the individual level, this involves another instance to improve our relationship with energy and the experiences of transformation. Because well, it is a key when we have transits with Pluto to observe when we are feeling controlled by someone or something on the outside, or when we are trying to control something that it is not in our capacity to do so, or that we shouldn't invest our energy in that. So from here derive the dynamics of manipulation that we can all exercise, but the greater consciousness, I mean, the more that we are cultivating our consciousness, our awareness, and the less we have a need to do this, because manipulating is wanting others to act as we want. And it is the same if the forms, the ways seem to be positive, because they are still trying to force something. And truth is that nothing forced can be genuine. This seems to be obvious, but when a person is doing something to feel validated, it is helping or doing something for other to feel validated, and then the person doesn't receive that and gets mad, that is a form of manipulation. And even those kind of patterns could come from painful experiences of the past, from the trauma, which is also topics linked with Pluto. Well, with this context, we have this opportunity to observe those aspects of ourselves, even if it's not something pleasant to do. There could be there can be a moment. This could be a moment where something is dying. It is being destroyed in its form, because it is not functional anymore to the evolutionary process. But in the energetical level, nothing is being lost. Everything, it is transmuting into something new. So, well, it is about to go through the process with all that implies, and the more presence and the more acceptance, which is not resignation, the less that we are going to experiment resistances. Many times, it is going to depend in each person, but a transit with Pluto could be a moment where, yeah, certain resistances are activated. So, well, also, this Pluto in Aquarius, it is calling us to connect with a greater freedom. Perhaps this is implied in decisions that are creating a certain level of uncertainty regarding the future, precisely because it is being tried. We are trying to control something that is going to happen in the future. Or perhaps it is about expressing certain aspects that generate fear, perhaps because of the trauma that in the past other people could reject that aspects of those aspects of ourselves, and so we are rejecting them. But when we are suppressing something that we are perceiving as weird, or that, yeah, that we are denying, because we think that it is not fitting in society, we are cutting off our freedom, and we are preventing the world to receive that contribution that we could do. I put the example the last time with the artists that in their times they were criticized, and the things that they were criticized, their techniques or the things that they did were precisely what the world gave value later. So this happened with people in all orders, and especially for the ones that they had this capacity of being visionaries, and perhaps they weren't comprehended at their times, in their times. But I think that we are in a different moment right now, and that people is much more open to new visions and to light. So the secret, it is that we all are wired. We all have our particularities, and trying to act like we think that others would like for us to act, it is what keeps us away from our true essence. And I am not referring to, I am like this and everybody has to accept me, or when this honestly is coming from a negative intention, or revealing constantly against something or someone, because that is programming too. But I am talking about those differences that used with consciousness, that elevated in light, where, there lies our power. So, well, I am going to end this video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.